Bulgy is a double-decker bus who's always disliking railways and prefers the passengers to travel by road. He has no scruples and has been known to tell lies when he's in a tight jam.
Free the roads from railway tyranny!
Not this again, Bulgy. When will you ever stop complaining about railways?
It's not my fault, Bertie. I pretty much prefer passengers to travel on the road instead of rails.
I think railways are a very important part on this island we live on.
Bertie is right, Bulgy. You are supposed to help Bertie with his extra passenger loads today. Do you remember when you let that bag of soil contaminate that water tower one time?
Or what about the time when you got stuck under a bridge by tricking your passengers while thinking it was a shortcut? Don't forget the time when you were swerving out of control giving those passengers a ride with all those chickens inside.
Don't remind me of all this nonsense. Come on, Bertie. We gotta take these passengers by road.
Alright, Bulgy. I get it. Just why are you in such a hurry for?
Don't worry about him, Bertie. I'm still friends with you, and we love to race each other. Unlike Bulgy, however.
That's good, Thomas. How about we fancy a race? You and me.
You're on, Bertie.
No!
As Bulgy was driving along his route, he came to one of his stops to pick up some passengers when Thomas and Bertie raced by.
Hey Bertie, why are you racing Thomas instead of concentrating on your job?
Sorry, Bulgy. There's a lot about me that you don't know about.
I'll be the first to park as usual, Bertie.
When will Bertie learn how to stop playing games with those railway engines?
Cheer up, Bulgy. You should know by now how important railways are.
Like you care, Elizabeth.
By the time Thomas and Bertie arrived at Farquhar, Thomas was the first to win, as usual.
Better next time, Bertie.
Good for you, Thomas. You're always winning these races we've had over the years, you know.
It would have been fair if you were to slow down while driving along the roads, Bertie. You could have caused an accident.
I never had any accidents during my races with Thomas, Bulgy. It's always been that way, and that was that.
Or what about your passengers? They would have been seriously injured if you screeched to a sudden stop.
My passengers are perfectly fine, Bulgy. They never get injured at all, not even once. I can only screech to stop when there's an emergency, like when I have a flat tire or something.
Well, it would have been fair if you could just slow down like me. There's no reason to hurry.
Will you two please stop arguing? All of this nonsense is giving me a massive boiler ache. How would you feel if you were racing with me, Bulgy, and your passengers didn't complain about how fast you were driving?
Deep down in his axles, Bulgy knew that Thomas was right. So, he said nothing and drove back to work. Later that day, Thomas met up with Duck and Oliver at Knapford and told them all about Bulgy.
Bulgy should know that the railways are a very important part of Sodor, and he has a role by taking passengers on the road.
Quite right, Doc. Bulgy's still rebelling about the railways. He's still mean as Lawless deceiver.
You wouldn't believe the argument he was having with Bertie. He says that Bertie should slow down in case his passengers get hurt during our races. But nothing bad has happened between us in ages.
Do you think there will be a day when he'll finally cope with railways one day?
I doubt it, Oliver, but let's get back to work and finish our jobs. We'll see you later, Thomas.
Bye, Doc. Bye, Oliver.
Were you talking those stupid Great Western engines, Thomas?
That's got absolutely nothing to do with you, Bulgy. We know your trouble against our rails.
This made Bulgy feel very cross. The next morning, Thomas pulled into his platform to collect his passengers when he saw Percy looking rather worried.
What's wrong, Percy?
It's Bulgy, Thomas. I saw him yesterday at Mayflight, and he was blocking my tracks again!
What's all this talk about Bulgy?
Bulgy's still in a very bad mood, James. He blocked Bertie's line again and wouldn't stop arguing with Bertie.
I thought that double-decker bus had a special scarlet paintwork like me.
And I thought Bulgy was a vegetable bus.
He was a mobile vegetable stand, Emily, but the Fat Controller brought him back to service to help Bertie with his extra passenger loads.
Did he really? Well, I better go and take a look myself.
Be careful, Emily. Bulgy can be very bossy and high-tempered.
As Emily puffed along her route, she pulled into Makeway to collect her passengers, when she saw Bulgy pulling into view.
Emily, is that you?
Why, yes it is, Bulgy. I thought you were green, and you were selling vegetables to customers all over the island.
Well, I used to transport vegetables around the island, but then I was brought back to service to help Bertie by the Fat Controller's orders.
I thought you were a very nice bus when you sold veggies.
Well, I don't care, because I don't sell vegetables anymore, so free the roads! Yahoo, snubs!
Emily couldn't believe what she was seeing as she had discovered Bulgy's true colours. Meanwhile, Bulgy was driving along the road. He was still thinking about railways getting replaced by roads. He didn't look where he was going.
Oh, great, typical. Now I've got a puncture.
You silly boss. Now I'll have to go and telephone for help.
As his driver went to the nearest phone booth, Bulgy could do nothing but watch engines pass by the road.
I wish I wasn't thinking about the railway being replaced by roads. I should just look down my line in case there was something on it.
Bulgy, why are you blocking my way?
I've got a flat tyre, Elizabeth, and my driver's gone to phone for help, but he's taking ages.
Well, if you were driving carefully along the roads instead of dawdling, then you wouldn't be into this mess now, would you?
Oh dear, I'm gonna be late.
Don't blame me, Caroline. Blame Bulgy. He got a stupid flat tire and he can't get a move on.
Caroline? Elizabeth? What on earth is going on?
Are we glad to see you, Trevor? Bulgy is blocking our way and won't move.
Can you please help Torvanga to get out of the way?
I'm afraid I can't, Caroline. I've got to help Jem Cole deliver these fruit juices to the markets in Wellsworth.
Don't worry, Trevor. We'll try to take a proper shortcut this time.
Oh, good, because the last time you took a shortcut was when I got stuck by some low trees and caused a forest fire. I'd better not do that again.
Just then, more vehicles showed up behind Caroline. As the line of cars and trucks got longer, a traffic jam was starting to happen.
Oh no, traffic's getting worse. It's all my fault.
Well. If it isn't the double-decker bus who wouldn't stop going on about me.
Why am I glad to see you two?
I will tow you back to the garage if you stop complaining about the railways. Is that understood, Bulgy?
Yes, Butch. I'm sorry for causing all this disturbance.
You see, Bulgy, there are some things railways are good for. I've been sent to take your passengers back to Knapford, as they are very late behind schedule.
Come on, Bulgy. Let's get you towed back to the garage.
That evening, Butch had towed Bulgy back to the garage to have his tyre fixed. The Fat Controller arrived and had stern words to Bulgy.
I've been hearing about this traffic jam you've caused, Bulgy. It has certainly engendered a lot of confusion and delay.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to have a puncture in the first place.
For your punishment, you are not allowed to leave the garage until you are wanted for extra passenger loads. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Now, Bertie, I know Bulgy wasn't much help to you, but do you think you can manage your extra loads for the time being?
Of course I can, sir. You can get one of your engines to help me and Thomas with our passenger runs.
Pick me, sir. I can help Thomas and Bertie while Bulgy gets his punishment.
No, pick me. I'm not a mean Scarlet Deceiver.
Honestly, I should be helping Thomas and Bertie this time around.
One at a time, please. I need to have a word with Thomas first.
I'm here, sir. What's the commotion?
These engines want to help us with our passenger runs while Bulgy stays in his shed.
I know. Why don't they all take turns in helping out on the barge line, sir?
That is a marvellous idea, Thomas. It would make my railway run exquisitely fine, as I'd always say.
That's great, sir. Looks like we won't be seeing Bulgy again for a while, Thomas.
That's right, Percy. No more free the road for Bulgy.